Greetings again from the IWF. I am sitting here with the legendary Bill Filthaut. Okay, Bill, I almost hate admitting this, but I've been doing the IWF for 30 years. What about you?
1986 was the first year that we came, and what an experience. I got lost for 2 days, not knowing where I was at, what hall I'd been in, and I stopped by one. It happened to be an edge bander, and I didn't even know what an edge bander was because my shop was literally in a garage by my house. And I'm standing there looking at this edge bander, which now I know is, and the guy says, "Can I help you?" And I says, "Yeah." "What does it do?" "I don't have any idea." And he explained to me, and I think, who would need something like that? Well, about 5 edge banders later, I know exactly what it does, and we need another one now. So that's
still edge banding. Now,
still edge banding.
When did you get into membrane pressing, into 3DL?
I'm not sure exactly the year, but it had to be probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We had a Shaw mix that we started with, and it could have been a little bit longer than that, that away. And that was another experience. That was, we didn't have a clue what we were getting into. All as I know, I was going to take this work over from a guy that didn't want to do it anymore, and his customers talked me into doing it because I was machining the parts for this guy. And it was a trial, and we're still learning, but now we've got expert help. We can call different people. And well, I think Bill, our interviewer here, he worked for Shaw at the time. I'm pretty darn sure you did, because I think that's when I first met him.
Just to interject, our cameraman is Bill Formella, who used to be my competitor.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So I remember reading about you, or even seeing on TV, that you had, JB Cutting had built like this snake box housing. So you do way more than just kitchen cabinet doors. What's another really interesting project that you took on?
Well, the snake thing was for a guy that we knew, and he was building this. He knew a guy that bred snakes, and he was cutting them on a table saw, and he had like 300 of them to do. Well, we had a beam saw, we had edge banders, we had CNC equipment. I finally talked him into letting us build these boxes. They were, I don't know, 8 foot tall little dividers in that they could put Tupperware dishes in. And we could knock them off in no time. And he realized then that all those years he was making a mistake trying to run it over the bandsaw.
So I think it's been at least 10 years that Deb and BJ have been sort of at the helm of JB Cutting.
Yeah, about that. It was about 2008 where...
What do they let you decide on still?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. And you're good with that? I'm
good with that. It doesn't bother me at all. My daughter was real concerned that I wouldn't give up the reins to it, and she was going to go get another job. And I said, "Nah, you're going to run." Because ever since she was old enough to understand and help me, I said, one day this is going to be yours. Now, for a little 8-year-old, it's kind of hard to comprehend what has he got, a table saw and a drill press and a crosscut saw. But she stuck it out, went to college, came back, and what they've done, they've taken it way more than I could have ever gone with it. They've got new ideas.
Awesome. And they did share with me once that while all of their friends in school were rejoicing when you'd get a snow day, they're like, we get to go to the shop.
Right, exactly. They hated it. They would rather go out to school. Or my daughter, our first shop was on our property, which was about 10 acres, and my daughter had to walk by the shop to get to the house. Well, she started walking around the fence line around the back. Well, we had an intercom from the house to the shop, and my mother-in-law stayed with us and would watch the kids, and I needed to line them up before I went to my full-time job. I worked at Chrysler's as an electrician, and so I'm looking at my watch, and she's not there, so I get on the intercom and say, "Mom, is Debbie home from school yet?" "Yeah, she's right here." And you can hear Debbie in the back, "Grandma, I told you not to tell him I was here." She'd come trotting out there, and I'd have to line her up, and she'd get it done.
BJ declined to do this interview. I don't think he wanted to be on camera, but you have been a more than sufficient substitute. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you much.